Hi, and welcome to this new video here on my YouTube channel. I want to say thank you for you tuning in and taking time away from your daily life to spend a couple of minutes with me. If this is your first time visiting this YouTube channel, I want to say welcome. My name is Tony Hernandez Pumarejo. I'm the Purpose Life Coach. I'm a certified life coach, and I provide services and supports for people that want to go to the next level in their lives. And I'm here, and that's what I do through this channel and through my services. And this, if this is not exactly your first time, I would like to say welcome back. I want to say thank you for coming back and tuning into this new video. If for both new and people that and also people that have followed my channel for some time, if you haven't done so yet, I would like to invite you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel here, Tony Hernandez Pumarejo, the Purpose Life Coach. I invite you to subscribe. As if you like this content and you'd like to learn more about my story and my service and the work that I do, and if you'd like to learn more and perhaps interested in working with me as your life coach, I invite you to visit my website, www.thplifecoach.com. I repeat, www.thplifecoach.com. And I'll be more than happy to connect with you and see ways in which I could potentially help you. So, again, thank you all for coming in. Today's video, we're going to talk about one of the topics that I work as a life coach, which is the area of burnout. This is a quite common area that impacts all of us. All of us are impacted by burnout at some point in our lives. This is going to be like a two-part series in regards to burnout. I'll definitely talk about more about this down the road. There'll be more videos about burnout later on, but I'm going to start with these two videos so that way we talk about burnout and more important, and more important for me, what tools, what supports you can use to help you in regards to burnout. The first thing in this video, I'm going to share a little bit about my experience with burnout. And then in the second video, after this, then I'm going to share more about burnout in the general population and how can life coaching can be useful for you to help you in regards to burnout. So again, thank you all for coming in. Burnout has been one of the big challenges that I have faced in my life, especially connected in regards to the area of my career. Whether I'm working a job or working on my business or the different projects that I have done. That's what I got most of the burnout. But you can get burnout not only through a job or running a business, you can get burnout in other areas of your daily life. Whether you have family or friendships, relationships, or taking care of your health, or doing other tasks in your life, depending on what you do, you can get burnout. And most of the times, you can get burnout for different reasons. I mean, there's different reasons in consideration in regards to burnout. But before we proceed, and I'm using my phone because I like to use my phone for reference. And burnout overall is defined as a state of severe physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged unmanaged stress, typically related to work, as I mentioned, but also responsibilities as well. So that's a summary of what burnout is. And in my case, I got burnout due to work, trying to work on my goals, grinding, the what is called the hustle culture, the side hustle culture out there in terms of working towards goals, because I put big goals in my life and I knew that in order to get to those goals, it wasn't enough for me just to do simply a good job or just do what is required. For to get to that level, it requires more than that. And to my career, I've been trying to build a business. First, starting a job to learn a business. Started working part time, struggling with the things about my back then my disability, Asperger's, and especially dealing with social communication and struggles in talking with people. Because, not to use as an excuse, one of the biggest struggles that I had throughout my life is the way I manage relationships with other people or social skills. In regards, talking to people, it can get a little bit overwhelming, a little bit shy as well. And it's part of growing up with that disability of autism and Asperger's, and that contributed to me having higher levels of burnout. For people with autism or special needs, they face higher levels of burnout than neurotypical peers. And what I mean by neurotypical peers, people that are normal, if there's anything like normal these days. Um, but overall, as I was grinding, pushing, also dealing with mental health challenges, I went through different phases of burnout when I was working part time, then working part time and going back to school in order to get my bachelor's degree. Also went after graduating my bachelor's degree, working full time, and in addition to working full time, also working on my business, trying to figure it out. Okay, what type of business I'm gonna do, who I'm gonna serve, as well. And also, and obviously, of course, dealing with working with my responsibilities. I lived with my mom for several years, providing financial support to the household, helping my mom as well. And after that, I got independent and went to move on my own and continued to work. Later, through my career, I decided to, not decided, I published my first and only book of my life story up to this point. Then, and then after that, a new phase of my life came to be, which was, you know, becoming a public speaker. Then I began to have a more of a public role or public figure role because of my book. And I mentioned that because after publishing my book, I got interviews on TV. And after those interviews on TV, I got a job, not paid, as on a part-time basis as a collaborator on television. So, before that, I didn't have no connection to the media industry. And this is an opportunity that opened up. And, I work on media and also working on my full-time job as a manager as well. In addition to that, this was now coming to 2020 with what's going on around the world or world affairs or country affairs as well. Whether it's society, politics, government, economy. 2020, as we all know, was the year of the COVID social experiment or the pandemic. I call social experiment because a lot of things happened that year. So for me, it was more of a social experiment. And, you know, people dying, people getting sick, people being locked down, a lot of changes and turmoil impacting different phases of society. In my case, being more stressed because a lot about me, one of the things about that has characterized my life is getting overstressed easily, very anxious easily. And that contributed to higher levels of stress and that contributed to higher levels of burnout. And working on so many projects, that I mentioned just now, later I'm working on a podcast. Later, I'm working, getting my life coaching certification. And now, as we speak, grinding and working towards, right now, my life coaching business. In addition to that, I'm also working a full time job as we speak. So I have a full-time job and also work on my life coaching business, getting clients, be able to get leads towards, to supporting my business. It could be very stressful. And there's periods of time in which, and another thing, social media as well. Social media has contributed to the different phases of burnout in my life. So much so that about 2 3 years ago, I began to disconnect from social media. I took time away from social media, for months back in 23 and 20, and much more in 24. Disconnected and focused on working on my life, so coaching certification. Then after that, I was out of social media again for 7 to 8 months, and then came back, and right now I'm kind of disconnected from social media on purpose. But the difference this time around is focus on priorities. My focus right now is YouTube. My focus right now is my website. This is where I am based on my both my personal and professional life towards building something here special in YouTube. Not simply talk about my service, but building a community here on YouTube and on my website. And again, that when I went through social media, I got completely burned out for different reasons. But so overall, burnout has been part of my life in different phases. And there's different tools that I try to use to help me with social media, like, not with social media, with like with burnout, like eating healthier. Especially in the last year, I began to eat more healthier, exercise, especially since 2024. And I mentioned 2024 because that's the year that I began to take my health more seriously. Taking care of my health, my physical, not only my physical, but also my emotional, my mental health. And then later on, and the most important of all, my spiritual health, which that process began later in 2024 when I came back to the church, to the Catholic Church, and came back home and focused on putting God in my life above everything. No matter what's happening in my life, what situations, what challenges I'm going through, putting my life in God's hands have been such a relief, has given me peace, have made me more healthier. And because this journey is not on my own, I'm here for a purpose and that my creator gave me. And prayer, reading the word, reading the Bible, going to mass, disconnecting from this device, with all due respect to the device, disconnecting from social media, focusing on real relationships with people, going to the gym right now between 4 to 5 days per week minimum, going to Zumba classes, walking around, reading, disconnecting, healthier. I have I have my sweet tooth, don't get me wrong, but I'm eating overall more healthier than ever before. Those things and reading books, all those things have helped me with my self-care and my overall health, which has contributed to better, uh, you know, deal with burnout. Now, the good thing is that I work from home for more, both my full time and my business. I understand that it's not the same for everybody. And again, I'm just sharing my experience and what I've done. And most important, very important as well, that has helped me in this process is coaching, life coaching. When taking those courses of life coaching since 2024, the different exercises and tools that I'm able to learn and to use for myself, because these tools that I use as part of my profession and my certification, I also use to work with them with myself. And life coaching has been a health benefit as well in my process of dealing with burnout, because there's so many benefits in regards to life coaching, which I'll talk about more in the next video. But life coaching I have used it to help me in this process, and I'm blessed. I'm grateful, and also practicing gratitude, being grateful for the things that you have, the experiences that you have, not only the good experiences, but also the bad experiences as well has truly helped me in regards to dealing with burnout. Again, doesn't mean that everything is perfect. I've gone through my challenges and my struggles, especially working full-time job, pushing my coaching business, working with the different challenges that I have in my life right now. But what gives me peace is to put everything in God's hands. Again, that's my experience. So hopefully you're able to take something from this experience that I share with all of you. I'm going to ask you a better question. What is one thing that you can learn from this experience that I shared with you that can help you in your struggle with burnout? Burnout from job, from responsibilities. What is one thing that can help you in regards to burnout? So hopefully this video is helpful for you. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you have any comments, any questions, write down the comments below. Feel free to spread the word and share with everybody that you know. And again, if you want to keep up to date with content and more videos, please subscribe to my channel, Tony Hernandez Pumarjo, the Purpose Life Coach. And if you want to learn more about my coaching service, if you want to take that next level, if you're struggling with burnout and you want someone that can help you in this process, please visit my website, thplifecoach.com, and I'll be more and set up a time to talk with me, and I'll see what we can do to help you. I'm very grateful and blessed for all of you to tune into this new video today. This has been Tony Hernandez Pumarjo, the Purpose Life Coach. I really appreciate all of you for your time and consideration, and wishing all of you a wonderful day, or a good evening, or a good morning from any part of the world. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Bye bye.